What's up, everybody? It's Brandon, aka the Cincinnati Kid, checking in. Absolutely grateful and honored to be here tonight, clean and sober, and in this conversation with you. And first and foremost, I'd like to give a shout out to my homie Frankie down in Florida that hooked me up with this great tank top. It's pretty much saying how I feel today. Fuck heroin and everything that goes along with it. So, with that said, what we're doing tonight, basically, this video is going to go hand in hand with something I'm experiencing tonight. So I figured, what the hell, let's do this together. And this is how to overcome temptation. Okay, so tonight, what we got tonight? I'll show what we got. Okay, this is what we got tonight. Bam, boom, boom, boom. A little bit of money. It's been a little while since I had a little money in my hands, okay? And what's the first thing that you think of when you see this money? I know the first thing that I thought of that I kind of forgot about is getting high, man. It's like, and it kind of automatically came, because this is just like something that automatically happens, like, that I hadn't put into play. It's been a while, you know what I mean? So actually getting some money in my hands, the first train of thought from where I used to be was, when I used to get money was, dope got the first dibs on that money. It was like, how much I'm spending on dope? How much am I spending on cigarettes, pop, food? That much. Dope, this much. Food, necessities of life, that much. If I feel like I can do it. I might put that off till tomorrow. So with that said, I just want to help you guys get through a moment, because this is what I'm doing right now. So let's do it together. So as I was sitting here, and I'm by myself, as I was sitting here, the thought came into my mind, and this wasn't a provoked thought based on like something I really have been thinking about wanting or anything. This kind of just came out of thin air, and I'm just proving how you can stop a thought right in its tracks, and it don't have to lead to an action. And don't be ashamed of your thoughts, and don't regret them or be ashamed of them. They're gonna come in your recovery until you're so far along in your recovery that like they don't manifest into a thought. Because I noticed what happened was the thought came, and then I allowed it to become a thought, which almost stimulated a feeling inside, which was like anxiety. And I'll go ahead and tell you what the exact thought was. Why don't I get some cocaine and shoot it up? But it wasn't like, God, it's scary, isn't it? It's scary how you can be on the gas and you can prepare so much for that one thing, but then something else will hit you. Because this is usually where I would usually slip up, because I'd be gung-ho about the heroin. But then I'd convince myself that I can do some cocaine, And then where that led was, well, I need some heroin to come down off the cocaine. Or, and I apologize out of the rip if saying that stuff is triggering you. And if it is, I just urge you to just turn this video off now. But if not, I'm just saying, I'm just talking to you guys how to get through this, because I'm not using tonight, and I will wake up tomorrow with $80 in my pocket. And how I got through that, okay? I was sitting on my bed, the thought came into my mind, and it almost was like, before I could even notice it was there, it had already progressed through that whole scene in my head. And here's what the scene was. The scene was me picturing myself getting it, kind of how I could get it, and then it was like, it was a euphoric recall. It was like, I kind of pictured the feeling of what it would feel like, okay? And then it was like, I kind of got lost in a daydream for a second, and then I stopped myself. And I swear, I've never been able to stop myself. I've never been able to stop myself until now. And the little bit of difference, what is different between now and then, man, some little still small voice spoke up. And it was like, that's not you. Because sometimes we try to rationalize ourselves. when that thought comes, we even try to barter with ourselves like, man, you can do it. It's not heroin. You can shoot dope tonight, some coke. Nobody would know tomorrow. You're here by yourself. Like, you start to reason with your own self. It's kind of sick. It's like, how can my own self do that? But I believe that is just a behavior that just goes in with where I've been. And the money was a trigger. Because I'm used to getting this money and immediately deciding what it's going for. So, and it's funny because like the money sat in my pocket for a good hour. But then when I was here by myself tonight, in that moment of nothing going on crept in, and it was like the money, psh, boom, the money, boom, the thought, boom, all that happened. But like, man, it was like what rose up this time that's different than any other time was my value. My protection system of that value came into play. Because the same temptation hit me the same way it hit me before. It was all too familiar. But the one thing that rose up that was different now than then was I played the tape out. I was kind of like, sure, I like to feel good. Who doesn't? But where does that go? And this isn't about starting something and needing and can't stop. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying if I do that, then I've lied to myself. That value that I've built up is bullshit. That self-worth, all these commitments that I've made to myself is bullshit. So you know what, man? It was like that still small voice rose up in the midst of all this going on and was like, no, that's not you. And it was crazy because I still had a choice. I could still go this way or that way. But, man, now there's a difference. It was like before when there was like this overwhelming feeling where I had no choice. I would feel like I had no choice. Because like, oh, got the money. I owe this more loyalty than I owe this. No. What's changed? I owe this loyalty first before anything. And you know what? I got to see my daughter the other day for the first time in 3 years. I got to see my daughter for the first time in 3 years. And it felt so good to see her. And things are falling into place. The stuff you see in the background, like this, the walls, this is the new life. The person you see in front of you, this sober Brandon, the dialect, the way I'm speaking, my passion for life. Like, I've built that up step by step. I did. The power inside of me, I grabbed a hold of it, and I started making right choices and doing the next right thing. Not in just the drug aspect of my life, but all aspects of my life. And that's all built this root system underneath my choices. You know what I mean? And tonight, as I laid here with that same temptation that I used to always get, I rose above it, man. And it was like, at first it was kind of like uncomfortable making that first decision in a new situation. It was like, but you know what was there? It was like there was appreciation for that uncomfortableness, for what it's going to bring on the other side of it. I knew I could still picture feeling good and all that, but I knew if I said no, and then it wasn't even an if, I knew when I said no, concreted the no in my head, that I was going to feel good about that. And that was going to give me an extra level, a different level of self-worth and value. A life-defining moment. You know, some more solidness in my foundation. You know, because this was an area, Now that I'm thinking back to it, man, tonight's pretty like it's pretty major that I'm able to do this today because this was something that was like had a huge stronghold on me. No matter what the purpose of this money was before, it had its purpose as soon as it ended up in my hands. And now the purpose of this money is going to go exactly where it's going to go, why I have it in my pocket. And it's not going to go to dope. And the plan that came into my head didn't work. And I feel brand new because of that. I feel like there's no way I can fail. The probability of relapse doesn't exist. And it's all because of committing to holding myself accountable for them choices. And the whole accountable thing is, it's not like an after effect of a choice. It's also a before choice thing. It's like I'm holding myself responsible for my choices. So now, when I'm about to make a choice, I think it through all the way, the pros and the cons. And this was automatic. It wasn't like it was like I seen it, boom, and it was like there before I even knew what happened. And in a situation like that where I was kind of surprised, I was still able to grab a hold of what I've been building, and that was my worth. That I'm worth more than that. I'm worth more tonight than going and buying dope and putting the dope in my arm and risking dying and not being here no more. I'm worth more than that. And tonight I'm making a decision to live again. You know, and I just wanted to and this just happened like 5 minutes before we did this. And I just wanted to record this and to walk through this with you guys with me to show you how I did it and how it's done. So when you're in that situation where you think you don't have a choice, I just really want to tell you that you do have a choice. You can hit the brakes at any point and recognize that sometimes them feelings where it tells you you don't have a choice and you're so used to that daydream coming, that self-talk that's inside the dream, that's stimulating an emotion, this big ball, you can stop it right there before the action. And you can make a different choice. And sometimes you don't know what that choice is because you feel like you have no choice. Well, here's the magic of the situation. You can do whatever. You can do anything. Just don't do that. Tonight, I pictured one thing I knew would concrete this. And that would be flipping on this phone and recording this and sharing it. Because another part of my recovery this time around is letting my word stand for something, you know? Like my word ain't been shit my entire life. But tonight my word means something. Because I feel like my identity is backed up by my word, you know? And I feel like I have an obligation to myself to keep it real. And you know, I can't be sitting here fake with you guys. And it's about these occurrences that implanted into your memory, your conscious memory of who you are now. Because now, the next time when that feeling comes and the next time I got money in my hand, that thought ain't going to make it all the way through, is it? You know? That thought ain't going to make it nowhere near where it got to tonight. And tonight it was like, this is how it happened. You know, I didn't see this coming. I didn't expect it. I kind of felt okay with the money in my pocket because I didn't really think about it until I was in that alone moment, and then it just hit me, boom. But I'm telling you right now, here's living proof. Me right now. And I'm one of the ones, I'm telling you, I am you. If you're one of the ones that feels like you have no choice, and then thoughts come and it's overwhelming, boom, and it's like compulsion, you have no choice, you do have a choice, okay? You can follow that thought through. I could have followed that thought through, called some people, got some drugs, did it, boom. Tomorrow, I would have known what I did. That would have been the memory inside of my head. Instead, the memory inside of my head is I said, because I know that's where it leads. And I don't want to die, okay? And for me, that's what works. The wrong choices that I make could lead me to death. I don't want to die. I have a daughter that needs me. I have another daughter that needs me. I have a son that needs me. And I believe, like, the heart that I was given, this heart that my mama put in me, like, I believe that I was put here with a purpose, like, to help people, you know? And that's with no reservation for self. I feel like I'm just a magnification of this great love, whatever you want to call it. And the only way I can keep this is to give it to you. So I got to keep it real. Feels good. It feels damn good. I got a campfire outside waiting on me. I got a sky full of stars tonight waiting on me. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out there and sit underneath the stars. I'm going to turn on some music after I listen to the soundtrack of nature out there. And I'm going to feel good about this decision I made. Not like good about a decision, but good about a decision. You hear me? Do you want this? Do you want this freedom? Do you want this value in yourself? Do you want it? Make a choice. You can do it today. I don't care if you've already fucked up. How many times you fucked up, where you been, what you done. You can make a decision today to stand up for yourself and make a choice. Hit the brakes on them thoughts before they turn to actions. Start to feel good about your decisions that you're making based on the outcome that you're getting that's different, okay? I could go on for like ever and ever. Well, I try to get these done quick, but I'm very passionate about this because I found something that works. That's came from an honest, fearless search inside of myself that's like, I'm doing this for us. This isn't just about me. This is about my girl that I lost, that's gone. This is about my mother that's gone. The 27 friends, 28, another one today I found out. 28 friends that don't get to do this. Okay? I get to do this, and that's why I'm here. And if nobody's told you today I love you, I do. I don't even know you. I don't even know your name, but I love you. Okay? And you can do this. The power inside of you is there for a reason. Grab a hold of your authority over yourself, okay? You have a choice. And that choice is to live. This world's full of stuff that can make you happy. I promise, okay? So this is how you get over a temptation and you turn it into something great. And that's value. And that's love. So, with that said, here we go. Say it with me. Let's get this together. Got a lot of other videos on my page. Check it out. If you're going through detox, withdrawal, it's not unbearable. You can get through it. I got a series called How to Get Well. It's on my page as well. Got a lot of big stuff coming, people. This isn't a group. This isn't a club. This is a movement. New Age Recovery. Look me up on Facebook. That's our group. Join us. Put your 2 cents there. It ain't all about one-way working. It's about a buffet of ways. It ain't about how we got to the finish line. As long as we're at the finish line looking at each other, we did it. Who cares how we got here? This is my way. And if something in this story sounds like it makes sense to you, it might not. This might not work for you. But if it's kind of clicks what I'm saying, come on with me. I got your back. I really do. And with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. I'm going outside to get underneath the stars and, listen to nature. Peace.